I found this video just browsing progressively most disturbing parts of Elden Ring, and as someone that has explored Elden Ring thoroughly and absolutely and positively loved the game and the I love the disturbing aspects of Elden Ring. Like the fact that we all imagine it to be nice and like soft and smooth, but there's just something about Ronnie's poor Seluvis that's just incredibly terrifying once you really think about it. Am I alone here? Am I the only one that thought about this?
From ripping the soul out of one's butt to sleeping with dead people to somehow revive them.
Listen, necrophilia is underrated in my opinion.
This game is dark. So I've created a list of
Let's
progressively more
go!
disturbing, and the two I mentioned are only the second and third worst. The last one is I don't like that stuff. It's at the end for a reason. To start, let's
listen. It's just a little bit of incest, a little bit of Mohg kidnapping his brother so that he could have sex with him and become king. Listen, we've all been in that spot.
Look at our little guy Boc. Wrong, bad choice of words.
No,
Here's
not
the
Boc.
reason why he dies like this. He seemed to struggle with his appearance and honestly a terrible lack of self-esteem. But you provide him with his mom's sewing needle and another cool gold one.
Yeah.
And he idolizes you for this, to the point where he wishes
follows
to
you
call
around.
you Lord.
He's so excited.
Although he thinks that
he's like Smeagol from the Smeagol game. If you would play the entire Elden Ring from Boc's perspective, you'd just basically be playing the Golem Smeagol game.
someone of his appearance is too ugly even to serve. I'm sorry, look at you.
Oh my god.
And since you're a monster and you just give him a larval tear to be reborn, he's ecstatic. And honestly, it's kind of sad.
Yeah,
he doesn't even
loses the
say
ability
anything.
to speak.
Just slumps over and
dies, bro. Dude, you literally are like, yo, dude, I can help you. I can make you look all pretty and beautiful. Like, literally dies.
But the part that breaks my heart is you simply can call him beautiful.
You're beautiful.
And he won't feel the need to fix his appearance. Let's move on.
Dude, how wild is that? If you just like think about it, the actual lesson there is so good. If you just accept him for who he is and tell him he's beautiful, you don't actually have to. He won't want the larval tear to go change himself.
To the more disturbing side of the
Just be nice to people and they won't hate themselves. Thank you, Elden Ring, for teaching us these lessons.
game. And Haida is a blind woman who follows the light by eating these grapes.
Oh, the Shabriri Grapes, which are actually eyeballs, by the way.
Of course, we all know it can't be that simple, and we can see that these are eyes.
Yeah.
She can't. For some reason, you feel the need to tell her this, and
Or
she's
not.
disgusted and throws up. Although, the weird part is, after some time, it doesn't bother her, and she actually requests more, knowing what they are. In the end, her eyes
Madness
melt
time,
out
baby.
of her face,
My eyes. They're melting.
and
Why is she orgasming?
she gets set on fire. It's just not a good ending for her.
No.
And so is the
that's
same to the
pretty
people of
disturbing.
Volcano Manor, as we can see a long-form torture
Ooh.
method. These devices put the user on their knees and bend their back
Bro, I didn't even think of this! Holy
until
moly!
they're permanently malformed in that position. There's a lot of torturous experiments going on. These victims are actually the first generation of
Dude, this kink dungeon is wild. This is like some VTuber's dream, and it's scaring me.
Albinaurics, who are human-made life forms. Because of that, they are untouched by the Erdtree's grace, resulting in their ridicule and torture. But the
Yeah,
life forms had a
pretty
second
messed up.
generation, where they are now honestly this kind of silly-looking frog creature. It's not that
they're
scary.
so cute and silly and
For this
cute.
next one, the disturbing part isn't actually the Omen Killers, but their mask, which foreshadows a greater being that isn't talked about. As you know, the Omen Killers are enemies whose main purpose is to kill omens,
Yeah.
a cursed group of people born to
Born
have
with the
horns,
horns,
sprouting
yeah.
throughout their body.
And they're
These killers
racists.
wield a weapon made out of the omen's mutilated horns and wear a mask of an elder, which is an evil spirit that haunts the omens in their nightmares. The only other depiction of an elder is the imp mask, and I wonder what these evil spirits are and how the Omen Killers created or found masks of these terrifying beings that torture the omens
in their dreams. Yeah, these poor omens.
Let's move
my
on to
God.
the Windmill Village, and as
Just like poor Margit that fell down the stairs into the basement.
we approach, a character begs not to be skinned and even pleads that his hide is dirty. The deranged dancer's skin
Oh, dude, the dancing village is straight up the most aesthetically terrifying area in any video game I've ever played. Damn.
and then kill their victims, turning their bones into weapons as they all
Ooh.
play around happily.
That's cute.
For me, the game starts to get disturbing as we see the brutal outcome of beloved characters, and Sellen becomes one of the worst.
Oh, dude, Sellen's story is straight up so terrifying. And also, I feel so like, not only is her quest good, like, do I really like her quest line? But also, it's like all the Rule 34, all the porn, you feel like you get to know her.
As we help her throughout the game and rip out her soul, we eventually succeed in defeating Jaren. She can now start to properly study the magic that had her exiled in the first place. But when we come back, she's unrecognizable.
She becomes a creepy ball of heads.
Into a grotesque human ball, barely able to speak. We can also assume who some of the people are within this ball, and one is very unexpected. Sellen, of course, as we can see her face, also Lusa and Azur, but a part I don't think is talked about is Jaren. And she makes a little comment before challenging him.
Join the school to reflect on your mistake.
Join the school is just an odd phrase.
Join the school because the head is just, it's a school of heads.
And I feel that it has to mean that he was put into the ball, as the enemy version of her is called the School of Graven Mages. Of course, it could just be a one-liner, but it is from software, so the odds
so
of
scary,
is pretty high. But it only gets worse from here.
Oh my
as
god.
We help Seluvis turn people into lifeless puppets,
that's pretty
unable to ever move or act again.
Yeah, they
the
become
coolest
summoned.
of times, I find this is with Nefeli Lu.
Dude, Nefeli helps you fight Godric, and he gives you a potion to immobilize her so he can turn her into a puppet.
Devastated after finding a brutally murdered village, she plans to get revenge. But in doing so, it interferes with her father, and because of this, she gets casted aside by the one person that cared for her. To make it even darker, while she feels guilty for betraying her father, you can offer her a potion. And in her distraught mess, she'll drink it. This potion is what Seluvis uses to enslave people, and you just tricked her into drinking it. In the end,
and then you go to Seluvis's basement and her body is just limply
turn
sitting
one of the
there.
few characters who care about the innocent into a lifeless summon for battle. Way to go. Okay, let's
My
now
god.
step-
I mean, to be fair though, you got some Andrew Tate people saying that, well, that's just your ideal woman. Just a puppet without a mind.
to the territory of stuff I kinda cringe at. People I know in real life watch these videos, but whatever.
That is the scariest thing in the world. That is the scary. People actually watch my videos. They know what I'm saying here.
Dia is heavily implied to sleep with corpses and foster their baby.
I mean, in my opinion, that is incredibly cool. Like, think about it. Like, as far just on a superpower level, not like on an actually Rule 34 level. Just think about it, bro.
It's a weird thing. Essentially, these Deathbed Companions embrace warriors and take a little bit of their vitality. Once enough is built up, they lay with the corpse of nobles to bring them back to life.
Right? That's a pretty cool freaking power.
Burying a child that is them or similar to them, man, I don't know. It's really vague. She wishes to do this with Godwin the Golden to bring this demigod back to life. Of course, it always ends badly. Although I don't know if this is considered bad, it just is. Although it only gets more disturbing and gross from here. I mean, come on, it's the Dung Eater.
Oh, Dung Eater time.
The name is kinda comical until you follow the story of Bogart, a simple guy who sells you prawn. He is disgusted and truly terrified by even the thought of him.
He also uses the phrase Marika's tits, which is hilarious.
And because of your involvement, you free the poop-eating villain, you idiot. We come back and he's bloodied wearing a cloth around his groin, begging to just die and not be cursed.
Dude, look at this scene. You know this man's dung was eaten, baby.
Well, what you did is allow the poop eater to torture Bogart, then rip the soul out of his anus and eat it.
Yeah! God, I wish that was me.
What the hell? Of course, that isn't explicitly said, but it fits the name in the Shiri Kodama theory brought to light by Zuli the Witch.
My god.
So, the Dung Eater defiles the corpse and cultivates the seabed curse, meaning the one killed will be reborn into an omen. We also get to defile the Dung Eater too, and I'm glad the scene goes black, because I don't
Aw, visuals would have been sick on this one, you coward. You coward, listen, it's just a bit of anal probing between friends, please.
Don't even compare to the final one, which
Yeah, no.
I don't like to talk about.
Mickle
It's stuff to
time.
avoid, and but it's fine, I'll just go quickly. Mohg for his dynasty needs a consort, which is a spouse, so he steals Mikola, which, first of all, is his half-brother.
Yep.
And, also,
It's
Mikola
happening.
is cursed forever to be young. That's why he's in a tree and cocoon, because he's trying to break the curse and grow into full adulthood.
But no, he's just a child. Dude, George R.R. Martin right now is so happy.
He's forever a kid, so Mohg marrying him is pretty bad.
Yeah, on an incestual level and on, you know, a pedophilia
You
level.
look at item descriptions, it kind of gets worse. You get the point. I don't like that part. But to change the subject, let's add another person to this list.
Oh.
Right there. That's you.
That's me! The guy that needs to click the subscribe button!
You let out
I like my call to action better.
the Dung Eater, and he wasn't even subtle about what he was gonna do. So you're not really the best person either.
Agreed, but that's why you actually like me. Unlike every other YouTuber who tries to sell you the concept that they are the nicest, best person on the face of the planet, there's me. Ladies and gentlemen, there is me. Someone who is fully willing to admit to you that I'm an asshole. Like, subscribe, and follow me on Twitch. Stay weird, fam!